Now we're live. Conch Fritters. Miami.
What? I don't know what you're saying.
Just Trick Daddy things, man.
Oh, okay.
Just Trick Daddy things.
Straight
Shout
up
out
from the Duval.
Shout out to our boy Billy Corbin, Cocaine Cowboys director. Follows me on Twitter. He's the most famous guy. Follows me on Twitter.
Wow.
Yeah.
Instantaneous.
Look, I mean, to me, I don't care. That guy's the coolest.
I can't believe you related a Twitter follower to Trick Daddy that quickly.
Well, it's like 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon, but instead of it's like 2 conch fritters
Just like
away
fried
to,
eggs,
to Trick Daddy.
bacon.
It's like a sugar and mayonnaise sandwich away,
Right.
basically at this point.
Yeah.
Eric Reginger, how are you doing?
Have you ever said my name right?
No,
No.
because I messed it up years ago, and then I can't.
I know.
That thing autocorrects autocorrects.
In your brain.
It auto incorrects.
I can't say tacos right anymore.
Tacos. Oh,
Once
yeah.
you start saying tacos, you can't say anything but tacos.
Yeah, like you're from Minnesota or something, or
I'm
like
broke.
you're
I'm broken.
You're an extra on
Fargo.
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 We're gonna talk some local marketing strategies because it's come up a lot of questions we've had.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna put the sponsors. We gotta figure this sponsor shit out. And we're gonna do a dummy test to make sure these links work because we have a lot of people telling us they use them
Uh-huh.
and then buy the product.
What a better time to try this live on the podcast.
Oh, I thought you were gonna finish that.
No, I wanted to hear the silence
Oh no. So
to make you feel bad.
I don't feel bad. I
Oh.
feel great.
God damn it.
We're doing this on a Friday. And for the audio listeners, we're doing this live on Facebook page because we like incentives. Incentives are great for business. They're everything, I think, for economy to work. Incentives and punishments.
What is our incentive?
Well, no, we want to incentivize the listeners to like the Facebook page.
Oh.
And we'll go live before it goes on audio. I think that's a kind of a cool little
Oh, I see.
Patreon-ish
Yeah.
kind of thing. Grasshopper, get a phone line, a business phone line. Do not use a Google Voice number. Don't be a jabroni. Get a second phone number. By the way, if you use your personal number to do business,
J-Brone.
do you Google numbers that call you?
No.
I do all the
I'm
time.
not a creep.
I do all the time because if it's someone I don't want to talk to, like my State Farm insurance will be like, hey, how about you come waste your time down in our office and we'll upsell you on a bunch of stuff.
We'll save you $14 a year.
And I'm like, not only are you the most expensive, but I'm leaving you guys.
Yeah.
So you can do that phone call from your Grasshopper. Tell your insurance company to fuck off
Yeah.
over your
Fuck 'em.
Grasshopper phone line. That is trygrasshopper.com/sweat. We'll put this in the show notes. FreshBooks for accounting. I hate QuickBooks too. I'm having a lot of trouble.
QuickBooks.
I'm having a lot of trouble with the
Ugh.
competitors. QuickBooks, we're just locked in. It's a switch cost that
What
I've been avoiding, but we're gonna do it.
What does a switch cost
Switch cost is like
for
when
the
you
listeners and watchers?
switching cost is like when you do a loyalty program. Let's say, remember Southwest used to have really good reward points.
Yeah, oh yeah.
So they did at some point when they were really fighting, when there was more competition.
Yeah, I actually think we had a Southwest card, and I don't think it was that great.
Everyone at our age did that one because you get like one free flight back and forth if you spent like $3,000 and paid it off. I think that's the deal with most of them.
Really?
Something like that. Yeah.
I feel like we didn't get any free flights ever.
Oh, I got a British Airways one from my friend that is like a coupon hound kind of person, like just all over that kind of stuff all the time.
Mhm.
She's Jewish,
Yep.
and but
Always funny.
did a nickel drop on the ground? So she was like, get this British Airways one because they made like a dumb incentive. Like they didn't think it out. It's 100,000 miles if you got the credit card, and then spent like $5,000 at some point and paid it off.
Oh, that's like that. There's one guy that tried to do that, and
The pudding?
There was a guy that bought like free flights for a lifetime.
Pudding.
Oh, the pudding cups.
Yeah.
The pudding. You're right. It was like labeled or something so stupid.
It was one of those like weight loss ones too. It was like nature own. I can look it up real quick, but
They
it was
still have to honor it to this day.
pudding flights.
Pudding flights.
Let's see what pops up.
Oh, God.
How an engineer earned 1.25 million air miles by buying pudding.
Yep.
Healthy choice. That's what it was. And then it was in the movie with Sandler.
What? What movie?
The one Paul Thomas Anderson directed
He did a Paul Thomas Anderson movie?
with
Okay, no.
Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Oh, my God. People out there, like, you guys are so stupid.
I
Don't
know,
IMDb it.
I know.
Let's just sit here and be
Everybody's like, shut.
Don't look it up either.
Okay.
Let's just sit here and be stupid about it.
It's a dry, dark comedy. Came out like 04 or 02.
God, I don't know. All right,
He needs me. He needs me. He needs me.
I'm looking it up. I don't.
Luis Guzman's in it, I think. Doing his Luis Guzman thing.
doing the only thing he does. I'm looking it up. Okay.
Mary Crub, what's her name? Mary Cub Retschbeck. What's her name?
Rice Cub.
Rice Cub.
Mary Jane Rice Cub.
She's in it. Was one of the sisters. He has like 5 sisters. Oh God, this is killing me. And Sandler was my favorite growing up.
I don't know.
You're looking at it and you can't find it?
Just relax. I don't know. Funny people, no. Bridge School News. What the hell is that?
What?
I don't know. Who cares? All right, let's just. We'll figure
Are you
it out
serious?
later.
You couldn't find it?
I don't.
Oh man, this is a hot show. We got a hot show, ladies and gentlemen. People are
What's
whoever knows this is so pissed.
What's Reign Over Me?
That was about September 11th,
Oh, cool.
and like how he couldn't get off like the couch or play video games. Punch Drunk Love. That's it.
Punch Drunk Love.
Yeah,
huh?
we got a little buzzing. I'm gonna kill right here. Let's see if I can do it. No?
Nope, still buzzing.
Nope.
Cool.
Okay, great.
Great. Awesome. Plug that shit back in.
That's what.
That's how we fix things.
This is why we don't do Friday shows, I think.
Or live ones.
Yeah. Well, why don't you filibust for a second while I find where this plug went?
What? Jesus Christ. Okay. Punch Drunk Love. Is that Paul Thomas Anderson? That's not Paul Thomas Anderson.
It's not.
Hold on a second. Let me look at this. Whoa, what is... He has got, like, all kinds of bullshit I've never heard of. All these random TV shows. You did it! Congratulations!
Huzzah!
Did you just plug the thing back in that you had unplugged?
So I can play audio at any time.
Technology's hard.
Yeah, it's... You get a lot of shit. I was explaining to someone today doing a strategy when we were fighting over... I was like, all right, we need to target marketing directors, CMOs, chief marketing officers, mid-senior marketing people. These are the target job titles. It was like, yeah, should we do some placements on like smart TVs and stuff? And I was like, no. And he's like, why? I'm like, because I'm 33 and like I can use a smart TV, but if I was a marketing director for a corporation that we're trying to find, the last thing I do when the last thing I do when I get home is gonna fuck with a smart TV, even though I have one, right? Like the age range of someone older, like that is gonna put on smart TV programming. I was like,
if you're targeting the CMO, then that's not
It's older people though.
Yeah.
It's not it's not gonna be a 25-year-old.
That's not gonna hit.
We use it in here, but like only because we just don't want to pay for cable most of the time, right? So like, okay, some 55-year-old marketing director, they're not gonna fucking put on their smart TV to watch anything.
No.
Yeah. So
no, they already they're gonna read books.
You got to know your audience
about market. Oh, by the way, Punch Drunk Love, directed by Paul Thomas Anderson. I'm an idiot.
Wow, I thought you were gonna say someone else, and
Nope.
I was gonna be really bummed out.
I like to admit when I'm wrong.
Ooh boy, oh boy.
People say it's a nice quality.
So switching costs, right?
Oh yeah.
I've had Delta airline miles. This is my first credit card was an Amex Delta, and the deal is they always keep baiting you back in. Hey, do these kind of things, and we'll double the points. You don't watch how the point value dwindles. So the Southwest one, it dwindled all the way. Like their points suck balls now. So because they went from like it was a point $1, and then they made like casino chips. They just go, it's whatever value we want it to be.
I think the one we got's like 1/100. A point is like a penny. Like literally, if you spend $30,000, it's like $300 worth of incentives.
Yeah. So switching cost is that thing of like, you just go, fuck. It's a case of the fuck it's. You just go, mostly it's just laziness. It's like,
Case of the fuck it.
fuck, I don't want to, that's a Ron White thing. I didn't come up with that.
Stole it. I'm not going to write that down.
So, but it's that thing of like, man, I don't want to have to like close this one. It's literally 10 minutes of work, but it's like, I don't have to close this account down and then go start another, like add this
And
account.
get new mail from another
Right.
company.
And then like, I got to like, they're going to send me a card that I'm going to have to like punch in on a phone.
You
It's
don't
literally
talk to
like
anybody, but you got to still like hit the numbers and fuck that.
So it's literally like that, but loyalty programs are very good. So this will kind of go into local marketing stuff.
Yeah.
We can get into that unless you got anything else going on.
Oh no, I'm ready to talk local marketing big time.
I think we're both a little buzzed doing this. I like it. I like it a lot.
Yeah, well.
So local marketing is interesting. You're going to probably get a lot of phone calls once you get an LLC in your county because your number's public.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have your own phone number listed on the public record, it's going to fucking ding you. Why don't you get Grasshopper, bro?
Who's calling? Who are these people calling you?
So people in our world, the digital marketing universe, that they're the people I really despise in a way.
Hate them all.
They're great. They figure out robots, or as they call them on the streets, bots.
Just short for robots. Don't be fooled.
Bots AF, man.
Yeah.
And so
bots as fart.
So they have a scraping tool that'll, anytime a new business pops up on a public register, it'll scrape that number. It'll try to find any information, and the good ones, it'll coordinate with other data to go, okay, this phone number means, oh, we have this email over here because this coordinates with this.
Shady, really shady. So slimy.
What we don't get a lot, they don't call a lot of agencies or firms, consulting firms, because they know we just give, we're just going to be like, hey, we do that too. We still get them, but but not nearly as much. I forgot because I was asking someone who wanted to open a restaurant. And he was like, yeah, dude, I've already gotten calls, and I'm 5 months out of opening a place. All I did was make the LLC on, for here at sunbiz.org. Yeah. It's $150 to make an LLC, but it's like, it's public listing. He put his number on there. He put his home address there. Like, go get a P.O. box, man.
Yeah.
So there's where I'd start with a lot of local business stuff that you have to get registered. If you don't go through an attorney, all that stuff. Make sure anything that's publicly listed for the company, you're not routing it through your personal shit.
Create a layer of boundary for yourself.
It's like when you used to go out to the bars and try to hit on chicks, and then there's a layer of like gross chicks that are around the girl you want to talk to. They're like the offensive line. And so they have that first line of defense. You have to like get around them.
Spin move.
Well, yeah.
Well, wait. If they're the offensive line,
right? Yeah,
they're blocking for her.
Yeah, you're
like a defensive tackle.
You're
Warren Sapp.
You're like Vince Wilfork.
3 technique coming up the
run
middle.
stuffer.
Yeah,
mostly. So yeah, it's one of those things where create that layer. Create that layer literally, maybe sometimes with a gate, a door, a fence. create that layer. Like kind of in the ether with boundaries.
Yeah. You know what's messed up is when you do these new LLCs or whatever companies, the number of letters you get that are from Tallahassee that say like...
That's our capital.
State of Florida Corporations Division. And they just make these random word combinations that sound official, but they're just a company trying to trick you into whatever they're trying to trick you into.
Oh, did you know the Chamber of Commerce that's a private institution?
Did
you know that?
Interesting.
I hope that's right.
It makes sense. I mean, that's one of those things that people, it's been around for so long, people are like, oh, really? Yeah, I guess it probably is private.
Because I remember that from, I forget what documentary, but they're talking about like, I think it was Hot Coffee, the one about
Hot coffee.
How the lady that dropped coffee on her and everyone's like, what a scumbag. 86-year-old lady that sued McDonald's.
Mm-hmm.
And
She was 86?
yeah.
I don't know.
Dude, if you see the pictures, you'll be like, whoa.
Should have sued.
Yeah. Yeah, way too hot, dude.
I just pictured it as like a 38-year-old white lady with one of those haircuts that angle downwards towards her face.
You think so, right?
Yeah.
But it's
bitch.
it's like an 80-year-old lady and like has to be
on her way to church.
Basically boiling like hot coffee.
Dude, it is obscenely hot. Like, why does it need to be that hot?
And it puts it between her legs.
Well, that was kind of silly, but
it's not a GILF action. That is a whole Pornhub rabbit hole.
No more kids.
And so, yeah, vasectomy coming soon.
Vasectomy.
The vasectomy?
Yes.
Tacos?
No I in vasectomy.
Yeah, man. Look.
Tacos. I almost said
auto
it right.
incorrect, man. So, so the thing with the hot coffee is it's great. It's all about like how it's about frivolous lawsuits and how frivolous lawsuits is a lobbying tactic by I think it was the U.S. Chamber of Commerce, that is a private institution. So it'll say paid for by the U.S. Chamber of Commerce for political campaigns, I think, or paid for by this institution, and they sound public,
right?
And they're not.
Yeah, so shady. I hate that.
Better Business Bureau is another one, right?
Yeah,
because it's crusty. We think it's the government's.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like I think it's its own deal. The IRS is technically private.
What?
Yeah.
That doesn't sound right. How's that possible?
I'll look it up.
I guess the Federal Reserve is not technically a public thing, right?
Yeah,
Federal
they
Reserve
can.
Bank.
So they have to by their rules they can enforce. I think the IRS. I don't know the Fed Reserve. It scares me.
I don't know. I feel like the IRS. I think they're like agents of the government somehow.
Internal Revenue Service.
Internal.
International.
International.
Is the IRS public or private?
Real.
So that the IRS is a government agency, and it's really just a private corporation that take their money. What am I
Yeah,
reading?
what website are you on?
Wicca Conspiracies.
Yeah. Alex Jones. I don't know. It
it's
doesn't
a
matter.
service of the federal government.
You still have to pay them, even if they
I'm
are
gonna look
private.
that up. But here's the deal: local marketing, right?
Mm-hmm.
It all starts with you gotta know what you don't know, right? You know, you probably have an idea. You probably, if you're a restaurant, you're probably really good at making whatever the specialty is.
Calzone.
A calzone. Yeah. A pizzone.
Tostada.
I copied the Pizza Hut model.
Yeah.
Just that, though. It's just pizzones.
Right.
Copied that, and that's the specialty. Or if you're a professional I'm going to try to break this up a little bit into like, if you're a professional service company, that's a little different. If you're like a restaurant, that's like its own deal too. I'm trying to think of who else asks me questions all the time about local marketing. I'd say if you're a bar that is just a bar, that's a little different too.
Than a restaurant for local marketing?
Yeah.
You think?
A little bit because you know, I mean, I don't know. They're similar but different, I'd say.
I feel like that's a very narrow scope. Bars and restaurants and service industries, because they're all kind of the same.
Professional services?
Well, you know what I'm saying. There's other stuff out there.
I'm talking like lawyers, doctors, dentists,
railroads,
accountants, and then
I know what that. I'm just saying, you know.
And then I was going to say the trades were that other group.
Okay.
The trades, the blue collar stuff. Your electricians,
Mechanics.
plumbers, yeah. Now IT is the new plumber. It could be. So
just as much butt crack.
So the thing, yep, nice. That's why we get the big bucks around here. So we,
how are they different? You were gonna say that.
Well, you got to diagnose the problem. The problem is always the owner at first, right? You got to know what you don't know.
Yeah.
We always talk about that. We know we don't know a lot, so we come into every situation kind of like, okay, well, I think even if we're kind of have expertise in it, it's still low self-esteem coming into everything.
You're better off. You'll learn along the way.
Way better off.
Yeah.
And know that even when things are going well, marketing wise, that's when the other shoe drops and you go, well, we were doing really well over here.
Yeah, that's when
you keep going.
You get in that lull.
You have to go in the
Convince yourself.
hedonistic treadmill, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know what that is?
It sounds masturbatory.
It's it's a hedonistic stairmaster, I think is it's referred to.
Same idea, right?
Well, so you get to a certain level and you get up there, and then you go, this didn't really satisfy me.
You mean
Sometimes you have to manufacture that.
climb up on top of the treadmill.
So yeah, it's a stairmaster,
Stairmaster.
right? So because it has to go up.
Yeah.
So you get up to a certain, like, you see how these celebrities that aren't, like, they're still, comedians are the best at this. They're still miserable even when they get to like A+ level arenas and shit. They're still miserable because that's not the thing that's really going to satisfy them. Ultimately, they do Madison Square Garden, and it's like, it's great, you do it, but then it's like you're still back at your hotel room.
Yeah.
Doing the same like shitty travel bag.
But if they do feel like they've made it, then that loses their edge. Most comedians, they're looking
right.
at it that way.
So they're not hungry still.
Yeah.
So they, the best ones, they divert it. They go, this is as high as I can go. There's only one way down, really. But you go, lateral moves in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Anyway, what I'm saying is it's a hedonistic stairmaster because it's like, think of it as like a plateau. You get to a certain point. What happens with a lot of local businesses and why they fail is like, some get success and then they go, we're good. And then they're like, I'm going to put my feet up. And you should never have that attitude.
Yeah, that's it's weird. Like what is the limit? What is the growth limit that you're like trying to reach? Not limit, but threshold. Yeah.
So you have to create those goals, right?
Yeah.
In the beginning, when you're doing a planning session before you open, hopefully you're going, okay, this year I want to make X.
Right.
When we get to X, then the next set of downs, because that's how it was explained to me. People think that, and I think I tried to explain this one speech I heard where it's like, all right, grade yourself on like the 10 attributes of a human, like financial, romantic, intelligence, all that stuff.
Wiener size.
Wiener girth.
That's 2 of them.
Yeah, those are separate. Those are totally,
it's
totally separate.
2 out of the 10.
You can do Pythagorean theorem to figure out ball sack in the future, future value of ball sack. So, and how much they're going to droop. And so,
expected droop rate.
Wow, we're getting silly. We're getting silly doing these on a Friday night, and I like it. So what you want to do is everybody goes, so I did this thing, and it was like, all right, now grade yourself. And it's like 10 attributes basically of like, if you're playing Madden and you're making a player, it's just think of it, you're making a human. What are the 10 things? And I would write everything down, and then it'd be like 4, 3. And I looked at, then it's like, all right, now share it with everybody else. And it's like, everybody's like 6, 7, 8, and 9, 6. Like all of theirs are way higher. And I'm like,
egomaniacs.
Yeah, I was like, oh man, I felt bad giving myself a 3 here. Like, that's way too high.
I'm better than that.
And so the way he explained it was really good. He goes, all right, now I want you to write where you think you can be in a year, like on these ratings. Like give yourself a year. Think about a year from now. Like literally try to think about it. Think about your kids a year older.
Ooh, that's tough.
Your wife a year hotter.
Yeah.
Your balls
a year
lower.
I thought you were going to say a year balder.
Balder. Oh, that works.
Also works.
I don't make fun of that because it's going to happen to me.
Yeah, don't say anything, dude.
I'm going to get 4 hymns.
The skinhead club.
So he goes, okay, so everybody thinks that when you get to a 10, that like everybody thinks they can't do 10 things. They can't increase that all at once, right? They go, yeah. This year I can only increase my intelligence by, whatever, but my financial's going to stay stagnant. And he's like, it's actually, what happens is when you get to a 10, it's a new set of downs.
You start over.
You start to a new
a 1 on the Scientology scale of points.
Right.
XP.
Yeah. Your audit.
Yeah.
You're basically auditing. I mean, it is. There
Hey,
is
Scientology has a lot of good ideas.
there
until you
is
get into
merit
the
to it.
I mean,
Well,
like
they do it to take advantage of you.
yeah,
It's the art of war kind of shit.
yeah. Well, I mean, come up with a bunch of good ideas. Get
Hey,
people.
tell
hooked.
me all your secrets, and then I'll use them against you.
Right.
Because you're feeble-minded at that point.
Right. While you're
And you
holding
trust
this
me.
metal rod.
Yeah. But I mean, we love you, Scientology. You're 2 blocks away. So
Yeah, I
there's a
Punt a
huge.
football over to their
It's a little
building.
scary. It's a little scary.
Dude, they're all over the place.
They bought a
down there.
cigar. They bought an old cigar factory. There's a lot of people over there. probably
Why
could
did I
hear
even
us.
say Scientology?
I know.
Ugh.
L. Ron Hubbard, you're cool. You're a cool guy.
LRH.
We'll set up an office for you when you come back. That's a thing, by the way. Every floor in the Hollywood Scientology place,
He has-
empty office, all the same, every floor. my uncle
That
had to do
is-
some case against them or something.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So
Mm.
Hollywood to
Let's just
Clearwater.
stop talking about Scientologists. I feel like that's a bad idea.
Well, they probably own us. They own a lot of real estate. So
They might.
no, that's how they're still rich.
Yeah, I know.
Have you seen Going Clear?
Yeah, they got a ton of empty buildings, especially around us.
Yeah.
Clearwater is like Mecca to them.
Yeah, I made a joke I was doing a demo and I made a joke because I used the Clearwater example and the guy didn't get it, and then I had to explain because there's a lot of Scientologists there. And he's like, "No, I don't know you. I met you on the phone. I'm doing a demo for my company. Just fucking stop making dad jokes." So the hedonistic stairmasters, you get to that certain point and you're up there and you go, "Fuck, man, I thought this was going to be a lot different." And I think a lot of people deal with that because their expectations are weird.
Yeah, it's going to be an ongoing thing. I mean,
Be satisfied by the smaller things, and that's always better.
yeah, just take everything incrementally.
Right.
The victories and the next level stuff.
So how does this do with local marketing? It's because you're going to get your dick knocked in a couple of times.
Mm-hmm.
And that's an issue of like the deal with local marketing is a lot of people that do their own local business. And we're talking small, we're talking it can be a retailer, it can be a small office, it could be a trade. Let's keep it there.
It's most businesses, I'd say.
It's a lot more quantity for sure, but
Yeah.
they're not, there's a reason
Not the
why a lot
revenue
fail. There's a lot
coming-
that fail.
Yeah.
And you don't have to do crazy shit. You really just need to focus on like, are you high cost luxury, like high end? Are you low end, high volume?
Mm-hmm.
Is your product or service unique, or differentiator,
Mm-hmm.
or is it not unique?
Or do you provide something that's unique to that industry?
And then the fifth one in the middle is convenience now. Because it used to be like a cross, and you'd have high, low on price and quality, and now in the middle is convenience.
Yeah.
Are you convenient?
Yeah.
Because that's like, you have to think of that model as like a 3D almost, because convenience is killing everything.
Yeah, that's a location thing, right?
Yeah. So like, but it's so important now to be convenient for shoppers, for most people, most buyers now, most
Yeah.
consumers, let's say, that like now it's like with Uber Eats and shit, like you pay way more at Uber Eats than I ever realized.
Yeah.
It took me like 4 months to go, whoa, dude, we are spending a lot of money here.
Yeah. I mean, there's only, there's going to be certain industries that are left behind that you have to go to do it. That can't be delivered to your house.
Yep.
Somebody doesn't come to you. And it's really interesting to me that, there will be dwindlers in the future.
Like a vasectomy.
Like, you got to go in. You can't get mailed a vasectomy. You got to go to the doctor.
Yeah.
Or, just really
Well,
pay
Amazon will
attention to
probably
the
have a
YouTube video.
drone.
Hovers above your wiener.
Yeah.
And
Oh.
it does all the little things.
Mr. Smith's getting it done.
Yeah.
All right. Good for him.
It zips out.
Why
Yeah.
are my neighbors rednecks?
Dude, that'd be cool.
So the or Amazon's the best example actually, because have you seen that Gary Vee? I bet it's bullshit or it doesn't work, but it used to, I bet. You can go to the dollar store, buy a bunch of things for $1. You go on Amazon and look up what costs like $8, and you can make some dough.
Return it.
No.
wait.
You go sell the same item online.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
That sounds like a lot of work.
Yeah, it's a hustle for sure, but I mean, you can make like $500-$600.
Oh, weird.
You can make like 8x essentially.
Wow.
Yeah. So
We got to deliver it yourself.
yeah, you got to do that part. But I mean, once you figure out how to set up, like get all the shipping stuff ready to go once, you know how to do it. And then, it's just a little bit of assembly line.
Have you noticed the Amazon delivery updates recently, how exact they are?
Mm-mm.
I got one the other day. It said my driver's 6 stops away.
I don't like that.
And it showed him across the street in the other neighborhood, and then if I went back on the Amazon app, it shows him in my neighborhood moving around. It's like,
It had to go there, right? Because of Uber.
of course, but
But I don't want to like.
poor UPS drivers.
They don't. It's not
Let
like
the guys
they're
pull over and take a nap.
They're not updating it.
Why, yeah, they're not doing it themselves. I'm
Dude,
saying.
UPS drivers get hooked up. Like that's a sweet job, actually. Like they're like secretly
Good
like
exercise.
no, they secretly like get like badass pensions from a private company like that. It's like it's like how firemen like gets fucking hooked up by whatever county you're in, pension wise,
Yeah.
and they retire at 52.
Yeah, you got to live on 19 grand a year.
I don't know about that.
It's not much.
You work 3 days a week too. You
well,
can
that
have another
is
job.
why you only get paid 19 grand.
No, I think you get more than that.
It's not much. Firefighters, call in. Let us know how much you make a year, and also how much you pay
Call
for
us
your
in
house.
on our no number that is live. So local marketing. Here's one really easy thing to do, and you're gonna get hit up by all these SEO nerds. Hang up on them. This takes maybe an hour to do. You do it once, and you don't have to do it again. Get yourself listed on every maps site, every directory, right?
Mhm.
Don't do the ones you're gonna Google like local listings and that. Just don't do that. I'm gonna try to shoot off a list right here, but before I do that, I want to tease you a little bit because I want to throw some stats out there.
We can't wait for the list.
Oh yeah, well that's the value of this, right, man? Right,
Yeah,
man.
I guess so.
So local stats, local stats. 30% of mobile searches are related to a location.
Yes.
It's Google.
Good stat.
From 2016, 28% of searches for something nearby result in a purchase. That's Google in 2016. Local searches lead to 50% of mobile visitors to visit stores within 1 day.
Mhm.
That's from 4 years ago. I assume it's higher. Think about that. Local searches lead to 50% of mobile. So you need to make sure you're found.
For sure.
And you're going to have all these SEO guys tell you like, no, we can make sure you're going to rank high. And you're like, yeah, I've heard SEO. I need to do that. And it's like, no, fucking hang up on those guys. It's really easy. 78% of local mobile searches result in an offline purchase. 78%.
So that's going in and buying something, calling somebody.
Yeah, because
making it happen.
in the marketing world, the big deal is offline. Get them through that doorway, right? We got a doorway right here. Get them through that threshold, and you're pretty much going to close unless you're like a Maserati plate,
Yeah.
unless you're a Ferrari dealership. It's going to be tougher.
Yeah. If
But
they're
even-
Googling it, they're ready to buy, baby.
Right. And especially in this convenience age, it kind of works in your favor in a way because we're so impatient that if we made the trek all the way to a place, I'm fucking buying it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm getting upsold too.
That's me too. Yeah. I would totally do
Home
that.
Depot,
But this is
Lowe's,
the
all
trick.
day. I'll walk around and be like, all right, if I'm making a trip there, I'm going to buy 18 things.
Yeah, one trip. I don't even need most of this stuff.
Right.
But I'm buying
And
it.
then I'm going to walk around and go, ooh, here's a good project
Yes.
because of the way it's set up.
This will look nice collecting dust in my garage.
I'm going to do it, honey, okay? The band's going to make it too. So 81% of shoppers conduct online research before making a big purchase too. So, I mean, just to back up kind of, I like putting stats in the podcast now when we're talking about a subject because A, when we weave in between dick jokes, some people don't think we got our shit together. And I like to say, yes, we do.
Numbers make it real.
B, I want to give you empirical evidence that we're not just bullshitting you. It's this is like this is real because the internet feels like it's nothingness,
Yeah.
right?
Just make up
It's
whatever.
magic.
It is kind of magic.
A little bit, but
Mm.
it's intangible, and that scares us because we don't like that,
No.
right? We don't like
Fire back.
right, exactly. So
I'm sorry, I'm fucking with the Mevo right now.
that's fine. If you want
Okay.
to rip a bowl, you can.
I already did.
Well, I mean, like on air, it doesn't matter.
No,
It's a
let's-
smoke-free
let's,
zone.
You know,
And by smoke-free,
Keep
I
it
mean it's free to
profesh.
smoke.
let's just stick to drinking on air.
Okay, so local, get on these mapping sites, Google Maps, Apple Maps, right? Because those are different. So you search on your phone, it defaults to Apple Maps.
Yeah,
People
one
think it's
sucks
Google,
more.
right? Yeah, no,
Apple Maps is garbage.
but you got to do that through your iCloud,
Mm.
and then Google you need to do through Google My Business. That's what it's called. It's not Google Plus like it used to be. It's Google My Business, and you need a Gmail account for that. You need an iCloud account for the Apple Maps.
Yeah, if you
You're basically
have
going to make a bunch of accounts.
right. If you have a new business, you better have a Gmail account. You better have all those accounts because you're gonna need it.
Right.
If you want to be successful.
And you're going to go, fuck this. I'll just go to I'll go to Moz.com. You can do it. You're going to get boned out of your butt.
Boned.
Bone butt. That's what you're going to get. Yelp, if it makes sense,
Mm-hmm.
right? TripAdvisor, if you're in the hospitality area,
Mm-hmm.
right? Or you're a restaurant in a travel kind of,
Anything
city.
somebody from out of town might want to do.
yeah.
Pretty much.
What else we got? We've got, so we use Bird Eye. Bird Eye is our way of asking for reviews. Yellow Pages.
Old school.
Yellow Pages is still around.
Straight to the garbage.
By the way,
website is still around.
By the way, if we list it out, like obviously if you're not in the TripAdvisor zone, you probably, they may not even list you on that. But like Yelp, we all know is lame, and they're gonna hard sell you. They're gonna call you a lot.
Yeah.
But
You got to pay for.
you got to pay to be good on Yelp.
Right.
But still be listed on Yelp.
Let the organic reviews come in.
Even if you're not, it doesn't make sense for you to be on Yelp. Like, just still be on there. You're an accountant.
Right.
No one's searching for accountants on Yelp. And they might, but I don't think so.
Yeah. But it doesn't hurt to pop up.
Right. Because it's all going to help. The more you're on this, the more it strengthens that
Online
ability.
presence.
Yeah, that ability to be found. And what it does is it bogs down any other garbage too.
Yeah.
So think of it that way. You're taking a slot from something else in your competitor list.
Ooh.
If you go White Pages app, by the way, you can Google numbers. It will tell you the person's name.
They have an app?
They have an app called White Pages, and I don't know if it's related to the Yellow Pages crew. But when my
Completely different color.
when my wife, I couldn't remember if that was a real thing or not. I remember Blue Pages. I remember Yellow Pages.
Blue Pages.
Blue is business.
Huh.
So
I only ever heard of white and yellow.
okay, so white was people. I thought yellow was people.
Yellow is business. White was people.
All right. So
White is people.
Welcome back to Old Man River. I'll be your host, Grizzly Adams. So Yellow Pages, get on that because it still matters. All right. Yahoo has a listing just to be a pain in the dick.
Bing.
Bing for sure.
Bing.
Because
Nobody's using it.
because Android phones default to Bing.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So have you ever seen anybody Bing something?
Um.
Ever. In real IRL.
Well, I mean, like.
in
no,
theory.
No, I've never seen it.
Exactly. I mean, does it actually work?
Bing.
If we use Bing right now, would it actually produce something, or is it just like?
We should be
can't
listening.
believe you called us on it.
Look at it. Try it out.
Try it out. I don't want it.
Whoa.
I'd rather just Google it.
Well, it's that thing of Google Bing.
Set my computer on fire.
All right, I'm gonna go through all these listings. You should be on all of these except for the ones that absolutely do not make sense, right?
Mhm.
Unless it's so specific, like Urban Spoon for restaurants or the Knot for weddings. But here's I'm gonna do this really quick, and then I'm gonna give y'all a list in the notes section.
Ooh.
Google, Insider Pages, Angie's List, Dex knows, virtual phone systems.
Hold on. Nose.
Yeah, knows.
Spell it.
KNOWS.
Okay.
Uh,
Because there's two kinds of noses.
good call. But I figure you get to Dex and you'll get pretty close. Virtual phone systems, Vitals, which VoIP, which is voice over IP, is like a phone line.
Yep.
I always say whose, but it's hows.
Spell
Houzz.
House.
Yeah, but I always call it who's.
It looks like who's.
That's how I read it.
Yeah.
Rip off report. Gin book. Nearby now. Groupon. Travel Zoo. Judy's book. iSocial reviews. These are review sites too. So
Obviously.
GAF. GAF. Some of these sound fake. I might just add some fake ones in just for fun now.
You could be faking all of them. I wouldn't know.
Smile Reminder, Trulia, Ecomi, MapQuest, Walmart. Wow, there's way more than I thought.
Walmart.
Yeah, City Search, Avo for lawyers, Checkbook, Super Pages, apartment ratings for apartments, Wellness, Get VoIP. I don't know what these voice over IP things are doing on here.
Do I need to be here for this?
Yeah, commentate. You're the color guy.
Okay, this is kind of
Yahoo-
boring for me.
Yahoo Local, Yellow Pages, Home Advisor. I'm going to cut it off in a second. Foursquare.
Any minute now.
That's it.
Okay, that's all?
Well, look,
That's all of them?
I've
Wow.
Yellowbot, Impact Magic.
Yeah, there's a million.
I'm going to take this list that I'm taking off our review partner called Bird Eye, and I'll put it in the notes because it'll help our SEO too.
Drop it in them notes.
Drop it in them notes. And so that's one thing. Take an hour. Just find the top 10 for you. Let's call it that.
Yeah. Do
So
all-star team.
next thing is competitors list. I realize a lot of people don't keep a competition like Excel sheet or Google spreadsheet or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
People don't know who their competitors are. I thought a lot of people just go, man, I know those guys. They suck. But they don't know what their prices are. They don't know what they focus in. Like, you should have just some kind of spreadsheet, and over time you'll have like a really good kind of plotted research on all your competitors in the area.
How do you get that information without just straight up undercover
just
going in there and
you got to
figuring it out?
Over time, like make it your deal. If you're a high ticket item where you have to find that out, there's ways to do it.
So you got to buy like costumes, fake mustaches.
Or sometimes you can hire market research companies to give you that data.
Oh, okay.
You can do it that way, but you should always keep we have one here for other agencies, but we live in a weird world where we actually get subcontracted by other agencies. So it's kind of like they're frenemies almost in a way.
Yes.
And we're not really bidding against other people we know locally.
Yeah.
So to us, it's not a big deal. I want to know for pricing because our price as this service.
It's really hard.
It's elastic and it's fucking volatile.
Yeah.
So
wide range.
I would say keep a competitors list. That's fucking easy, right?
Yeah.
Now, strategy wise, part of that getting listed on stuff, professional directories, whatnot. Like add all social media to that. Just add an account to all of that, right?
Mm-hmm. For sure.
Twitter, not so much. You don't care about that, but
they actually have Twitter for ads now.
Oh yeah, they've had it.
Or there's something new about Twitter advertising, right?
Twitter's tough because it's so the gap between followers and brands and celebrities is like so wide. Where Facebook is like the opposite, right?
Where you have like a bunch of celebrities that have 4 million followers and the people that have 100.
But most of your feed is like your crusty friends from high school. So, and then the new people you met in an elevator that somehow got your shit. So, like, they want you to connect on that level and stay there. That's why Messenger was fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
It keeps the younger kids there because now they can connect with almost anybody.
Yeah. Instantaneous. Don't gotta wait on it.
And then, being listed on all of those social media platforms, you don't think Pinterest matters if you're an attorney? Well, you should probably do it just because it's another thing to be listed on, even if you don't really use it.
That's where all the ladies go.
You don't think LinkedIn's good for you because you're B2C? Fuck that.
Love LinkedIn. Makes me feel cool.
Your face couldn't even keep
coolest guy on LinkedIn.
Dude, LinkedIn's the shit, all right?
Oh, shit.
None of these things are cool, by the way. None of these things are cool. So
neither of us are cool. None of these things we're talking about are cool.
But they fucking work.
Yeah.
I put effort into LinkedIn, and by effort I mean like make sure to kind of dick around on there like 10 minutes a day maybe.
Yeah.
And I get more feedback. Hey, I saw all the shit you guys are doing. Like,
there's
awesome.
more legit feedback coming from LinkedIn. It's grown up Facebook.
Because it is 3 times more expensive to advertise on LinkedIn than Facebook.
Right.
That should tell you the stats are more reliable.
And we got to remember to talk about, Buffer, Hootsuite, all the things that can connect all your social networks.
You can do those.
Push them out.
I'll tell people to go producthunt.com. That's my new site I'm obsessed with because it has like every cool hack, like software or app or website. So like, how we've been like, fuck man, we need to figure out like a way to track time without having to put it in. I told you about, and I was like, I wonder if there's an AI time tracking thing where I'll give my location out or whatever. And there's one called like Geofency. And it shows I put in the 2 addresses or 3 addresses I spend the most time in, and it's like clocking that almost as a time card.
So every time you go to a new place, it pings your phone or something.
It'll just give me a little like, hey, you're in your little geo zone.
So it only recognizes if you go to those 3 places.
No, it'll tell you where you've been if you want, but I just set specific location addresses to go. Hey, I just want to see how long I'm spending.
To consider that like work time.
Yeah, because I'm interested to go. Is there enough balance at home?
You only count the Japanese massage time.
No, the phone goes off.
Yeah,
I don't even go airplane mode. All the way off.
VPN.
I don't care if the kids get hurt. Like, this is Daddy's Japanese time.
I need this.
Anyway. My balls are full. So, the Timely time.ly app and Memory, all these things are like one company, I think, and it'll AI track it and then retroactively fill a calendar and go, hey, you were on this website, you're doing this. People think that's Big Brother shit, and I'm like, I don't give a shit. Like,
I know.
This would save me so much time, and I hate doubling back and tracking my time.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
It's never accurate. You're always just like, oh, fuck it. It's close.
I always underestimate.
Right.
Because I don't want to overdo it because that's not fair to the client. And then I can't live in a lawyer's world where I do it every 6 minutes. That's insane to me. I don't know who came up with that rule.
That's what they do. They check it.
Some do. Yeah.
They clock they charge by the 6 minutes, or they're checking time on
the strict billable places. They will track every 6 minutes.
Oh, so they're breaking it down by 6 minute increments.
Right.
Oh my god.
Right. So so there's another one called Tracker, I think without the E at the end. That'll track all the websites you're going to, like how long you're on them and stuff.
That's a common thing with these apps.
Yeah.
Just drop that last vowel. We don't need that.
Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it at all. It's going to make Scrabble fucked up in like 10 years.
I know. Just everything's a word.
So
mayhem.
So here's one thing local businesses really fuck up on. Signage. Exterior signage.
Yeah.
I don't know why this is such a hard thing for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Especially if you're going you're going to lease out a new place and you are a retail place. You're a retail kind of entity. You're a grocer. You need to be like that exterior signage. It's hard to quantify. I know your commercial real estate person will be like 100,000 people drive by this sign every day.
Yeah, there's weird limits for certain things. If you're in a shopping plaza, you can only do so much. But man, so many people just mess those digital signs.
Yeah,
that mess up after a month.
Yep.
People look like they're missing teeth.
The banks that still tell time on the clock.
Thank you.
And the temperature, I'm actually like, okay, I didn't trust my car one.
Yeah. Okay, cool. It's confirmed. It's 97 degrees. Great.
Yeah.
AC
I'm
still
miserable.
broken.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Still miserable. All right. So the thing with that is exterior signage, like pay for a good sign too.
Yes.
Like when the light goes out on one, you just look like a shitty motel that sells crack.
Yeah. Play it safe. I don't get the digital signage stuff. Like
I don't like them because they're not tech wise. They're not there yet either.
Yeah. They're a couple years away from it being foolproof. And it goes out all the time.
Yeah. And I'm always trying to wait for the FBI one to pop up. The most wanted. I'm talking billboards, but
I saw one that they were looking for somebody named Charcoal.
Yeah? No way.
Charcoal. Yeah. That
Mexican?
was all they had.
Mexican guy?
Let's not get into the demographics, but the person was named Charcoal.
No, our listeners are smart.
If it wasn't their name, I don't know what they were listing.
Hey, sandwich. How about this? Sandwich board signs, witty ones for bars and restaurants. I've been known. You get a good pun on me, and I'm walking by in New Orleans or something. I'm walking in. Yeah, you got me. I'm in party mode, and a good sandwich board sign says something funny.
Yeah, get a good chalk guy with good handwriting and let it rip.
So signage is huge, and it's underestimated. Don't go cheap on it too. Like, people do cheap signage, and I don't get it. Like, they get the gas station flags out.
Yeah.
You know?
The wacky waving inflatable tube man.
Same with trade shows. If you go to a trade show, I mean, that's another form of local marketing to get you out there in your industry mostly. But, there may be a trade show just for local something or other. Like,
big picture wise, it's such a small cost compared to whatever you're doing.
Oh, it's all effort.
Yeah. And it's just like, that's, to most business owners, I think it seems like such an easy thing to be cheap on. When it's like, that's the one thing you should spend money on. The marketing, don't skimp on your marketing.
And then be weird when you're scouting out a spot, right? Like, I always think of waiting for Guffman or Mighty Wind, one of the Christopher Guest movies, where he's like, it's a Mighty Wind. He's like, the acoustics in here are amazing. And he's like, it just does like that for 30 seconds. And that's how you have to act when you're looking at places. Like, act as if you're a car driving by. Could you see the sign on the out parcel?
Yeah.
Can you see the sign all the way tucked in the retail center?
Right.
Is
it contrasting so that you can read it well?
Is it contrast is huge too.
It's not blending in. It's not.
Is it
camo.
angled? Is it angled if you can angle it? Like,
yeah.
Do you have signage on the out parcel too? That's a huge thing. A lot of people, they don't realize that until they get in there and they're like, oh shit, we forgot to ask about that.
Yeah.
But signage is like crazy to me, especially if you're in an office that's like confusing too. Like, you're in a building that's like
these business parks.
Yeah. Oh my God.
They all look the same and there's no differentiating, nothing.
How about send an email ahead of time? Send a drip email ahead of time.
Yeah.
To anybody coming to your place if it's confusing to get
a little map.
Here's a parking too.
Draw out a fun map with a fun little character on it.
We send it here because the door downstairs it's not automatic. We have to physically go downstairs to let anybody in.
Gotta keep the riffraff out.
But it also, you could walk right by it. If we don't send the directions or they don't read the ones we send, they walk right by it because it's just one like little door to go to an upstairs.
Yeah, it looks like a bathroom door or something.
Sure.
I don't know. I don't know what kind of door it looks like, actually.
So, let's see. Oh, I think your wife's calling me.
My wife is calling you.
But that you can take that because we're gonna close out this thing anyway.
No way.
It's unusual I get a call from your wifey, but I saw that pop up and I was like, maybe your hemorrhoid had a baby or something.
Hemorrhoid emergency.
How is the hemorrhoid update before we close this
good.
out?
I'm riding the saddle today, so it's definitely
good.
Yeah,
I saw that. It's nice. That's good for you, man. Good for you. All right, we're closing it out, not because of that phone call, just because we're kind of fucked up and it's time to go.
Not that fucked up. Let's do it.
Well, I'm tired. When you're so tired that like you have a beer.
Yes.
And it hits you
it's like 10 times harder.
Yeah. I haven't slept all week. Shocking, good. I know. So, all right. For Eric, I'm Law. Hit us up with any questions. I've got a bunch of LinkedIn questions because it's asking me to give advice. We'll bring those up in the next episode.
Good.